We're looking at the career of the Japanese monster Naoya Inoue. And the title of this program is Breaking Down Every Bantamweight Victim of Naoya Inoue. Let's have a look. Now, it's important to know when you're looking at any career element of Inoue, you have to know that his weight division. Now, he fought at 4 different weight divisions: light flyweight, junior bantamweight, bantamweight, and super bantamweight. Now, when he was fighting at light flyweight, he was 108. When he was fighting at junior bantamweight, he was 115. And for all of his bantamweight contests, he was 118 pounds. And then, of course, he eventually moved on to super bantamweight, and he was weighed in at 122 pounds. If he goes up in 2026 to featherweight, he'll be 126. Now, bantamweight. Contest number 1, Jamie McDonald. This took place May the 25th, 2018. It ended up in a round 1 TKO. And Inoue won the WBA regular bantamweight title in his first fight at the weight. Now, it must be remembered, McDonald was a legitimate champion with great wins over 1 or 2 of his competitors in the division. In particular, his fight with Tomoki Kameda is actually stuff of legend. But Inoue destroyed McDonald in about 2 minutes or less than. So this was a statement debut, and it made a statement to all of his opponents in the bantamweight division. Inoue looked absolutely devastating. This is McDonald on the right here. He was the WBA champion. This was Inoue's 16th contest. Let's just get rid of the sound. And let's see what happens. So this is McDonald far left, Inoue on the right. He certainly seemed to be reasonably confident when he was starting off, but the confidence didn't last too long. This is amazing ring IQ by Inoue on the left. Incredible skill set. Now, next fight. Juan Carlos Payano. Now, Juan Carlos Payano was a former WBA champion. This took place October the 7th, 2018. It ended up in a KO, a knockout for Inoue round 1. This advanced Inoue in the World Boxing Super Series tournament. In fact, Inoue knocked him out with a single right hand in 70 seconds. And this cemented Inoue's status as a fearsome puncher. So this is Payano on the left, on the right here, sorry. So let's get some of the live action. This is Payano. Both feeling each other out. Look at the amazing ring IQ of Inoue. No matter what the range advantage or the reach advantage or the height, he just has that ability to read all the body systems, all the body language systems that his opponent is presenting to him. But this is quite a stunning one-punch knockout as we just wait for it. There we go. It's good night to you. So let's move on to the next one. Right, next one is Emmanuel Rodriguez. Emmanuel Rodriguez was undefeated. He was the IBF title holder. Took place May the 18th, 2019. Inoue knocked him out, dropped him twice in the second round, showed amazing ring IQ and finishing instincts. Let's find out. Let's see a little bit of the live action. So Inoue on the left, Rodriguez on the right. Yeah, apologies not, reproducing any of the sound. Obviously, there's issues with copyright here. I have to be careful that I'm not infringing other elements of copyright by other copyright holders. So that's the easiest way to do it, I believe. So Rodriguez couldn't really live with him. That's unusual because he was quite an accomplished undefeated champion, Rodriguez, but he wasn't able to deal with Inoue at all. He rolled over a couple of times, then the referee just put him out of his misery. So I think that's probably a TKO, not a KO. So let's move on to the next one. Now this is the first of two fights with Donaire. This was the final of the WBSS. And he unified the WBA, the IBF and the ring titles. It was also such a good fight. Many people thought it was the best fight of the year. It certainly was a fight of the year contender. Interestingly, Inoue suffered a fractured orbital bone but rallied and dropped Donaire in round 11 and won a classic. And he showed in his fight with Donaire that he could deal with adversity and box at an elite level, because at his peak, Donaire would have been as good as anybody, really. So this is fight number 1. This was the 19th contest. And did you know that Donaire is considered by many to be as great as Manny Pacquiao? That's true. Most boxing countries would say that Donaire is up there with Manny Pacquiao. Next fight, Jason Maloney, October the 31st, 2020. The result was a knockout round 7. Now, to his credit, Maloney was a solid contender, but Inoue boxed sharply and ended it with a beautiful counter right hand. Now, this was Inoue's first appearance under Top Rank on ESPN, and it gained him a lot of Western exposure. So this is Maloney left, Inoue right. Let's find out a little bit of the live action. This is the single punch knocking him down. That didn't finish the fight, but that was the beginning of it. Okay, next fight, Michael Dasmariñas, June the 19th, 2021. Inoue knocked Marinas out round 3. Now, Dasmariñas was the mandatory challenger, but Inoue targeted the body mercilessly, scoring 3 knockdowns. It was far too one-sided to be competitive. Let's have a look. This is Dasmariñas on the right, Inoue on the left. Let's have a look a bit at the live action. Dasmariñas on the left, Inoue on the right. Again, his amazing sense of movement, sense of ring IQ. The amazing drills that his father takes him through every day back home in Japan. Next fight, Aran Depayan, December the 14th, 2021. Now, this ended in a TKO, technical knockout round 8. Now, this was another overmatched mandatory. Depayan showed some heart, but Inoue beat him down with precision and pace. This is Depayan on the right. This is Inoue's 22nd contest. Let's see a bit of the live action. So Depayan has no real answer to the problems that Inoue is presenting to him. He just has a ring IQ that's kind of light years ahead of everyone else, certainly light years ahead of this guy. It was just a poor matchup, really. Hard to see how he could have been a mandatory. Doesn't take him too long to just put an end to it. That's it. The referee has seen enough. Next fight is the second fight with Donaire. Now, the first fight with Donaire was so impressive that Inoue agreed to a return, which, as you look at his record, he never gives returns. It's just once and that's the end of it. But he thought that Donaire was so close to him in the first fight that he agreed to a return. This took place June the 7th, 2022. Now, Donaire was about 36 during the first fight, and he was about 39 for the second fight. Now, this fight had a very different outcome. I mean, it was very severe. Inoue technically knocked him out, round 2, and unified the WBA, IBF, WBC title. Now, remembering that Donaire had rejuvenated his career with a WBC belt, but Inoue blasted him out in 2 rounds, avenging the tough first fight. This again was Performance of the Year contender. So this is Inoue left, Donaire right. Okay, next fighter, Paul Butler. Interesting link-up for those of you that are interested in the saga of John Riel Casimero versus Inoue. There was a fight which was scheduled to take place between Casimero and Butler, but there were issues. Casimero was overweight and he tried to use illegal means of losing weight, and he managed to broadcast it on Facebook or some social media, I believe. So he was disqualified. Butler then went on to fight. So this took place December the 13th, 2022. Result was a KO in the 11th round by Inoue. So Inoue became the undisputed Bantamweight champion with the WBA, WBC, IBF, WBO and Ring titles. Of course, at that time, even though Casimero fell out, of course, Butler gained the title. But Butler was really more of a spoiler than a threat. Inoue methodically broke him down and became the first Japanese fighter in history to become the undisputed champion in any division. So this is Butler on the right. Let's see a little bit of the fight.